Hello, it is 2017, a new year. Somewhere back in time, a cynical former version of myself is pointing out how arbitrary this is. But this year, I am making a real point of being, or trying to be, conscientious about this moment. A story. 2013 was a truly garbage year for my mental health. For much of that year, I had no plans to live to see the end of it, and when I finally decided that I would, things actually felt worse. There was a relief and, numbness in feeling like it was going to end, and knowing that it wouldn't and that I was going to have to get myself out of that place was crushing. I tried to make therapy appointments several times. A couple times I called and hung up. One time I actually successfully made the appointment and then called back the next day to cancel it. And it was in this state that I decided to sign up for this online life coach year in review, New Year planning group thing. And that wasn't the thing that pulled me out of that dark, nasty place, but it was certainly an important piece of a larger puzzle. Being asked to first walk through all of my feelings about the year that I was leaving behind, and more importantly, imagine myself in the year ahead, was critical for me at that moment. I'm normally a fairly introspective person, but I was so deep in the mess that I needed somebody to tell me how to do these things. I could not imagine myself as having a future without some sort of help. Anyway, one of the things that we did right in the middle of this reflection and planning for the year ahead was to choose a theme word for the upcoming year. I chose the word illuminate. I was really pleased with this word. I liked the sound of it. I chose it because it was both about lighting the path forward and also about finding what lights me up. And the whole point of the theme word was to have a sort of guiding principle for my decisions rather than this whole lengthy list of resolutions. I mean, I had that too, but this was also about deciding what I wanted to feel like in the year ahead. And that word became this little totem that I had tucked in my back pocket in 2014. I wrote out the word and the definition on a piece of paper that I filled with color and glitter and taped over my desk, and it was this constant reminder pulling me forward in the early parts of 2014 and helping me make some big, bold decisions in the latter half. 2014 was an amazing year for me, and I'm not going to give all of the credit to a single word, but it certainly helped. I sort of tried to recreate the same review and planning process at the end of 2014, but I had just moved to Montana and things were hectic, and even with the old worksheets and prompts and things, I found it very difficult. I sort of half decided on stillness as my word, but only occasionally came back to it, and then I did not even attempt the process at the end of 2015. But then, as 2016 came to a close, I again found myself hungry for that kind of big, active process of review and planning. Mostly the planning part, so I did the thing again. A big part of what I get out of it, to be honest, is watching other people go through the process concurrently. One of the other things that helped me find my way back to myself at the end of 2013 and beginning of 2014 was reading all these blog posts from different people about their experiences with depression. There were pieces that were familiar and pieces that weren't, but all of it helped me believe in the idea that getting to the other side was possible. There isn't any sort of roadmap for life. We are all just figuring shit out, some of us faster than others, but we're also learning from each other as we go. So one of the things that I truly love about this time of year is hearing others take stock of where they're at and making big choices about what they want to do next. And maybe some of our big resolutions won't pan out. That happens. Sometimes unexpected stuff gets in the way, or we change our minds, or learn something else about ourselves in the process of working towards these big goals. The point is, I find tremendous value in moments like the arrival of a new year, where many of us start talking through the process of being people, and I can't look at that and call it arbitrary. In case you're curious, my word for 2017 is focus, being present and deliberate and concentrating on the things that matter. I had a hard time settling in on a word for myself, and I picked this one partially because it became part of this mantra that I was using to calm myself down when anxiety was getting the better of me. If you are doing any kind of goal setting or theme word selecting for the year ahead, I would sincerely love to talk about it in the comments below. Bye!